Welcome, everyone. Our worship service will begin shortly, but please take a moment to look around and locate the nearest exit sign. In the unlikely event of an emergency, please proceed calmly toward that exit and head toward the parking lot. If an evacuation becomes necessary, please also keep an eye out for others who may have mobility challenges or be unfamiliar with our church. If there are children in the nursery, they will be escorted from the building by staff. Our community takes care of one another.
Come by here, my Lord. Come by here. Come by here, my Lord. Come by here. Come by here, my Lord.
Good morning. My name is Bill Bestpitch, and I use he, him pronouns, but respond to just about anything. I have the honor to be your worship associate this morning. Please take a moment to put your mind, your spirit, and your cell phones in worship mode. We welcome everyone here and online to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Roanoke this morning. We're so glad you are all here today. We're not able to have our, now see, I wrote this before we got our sanctuary back. So we do have our coffee hour set up already in the back. So please plan to stay around, visit with each other a little bit, and enjoy some coffee after the service. So right now, let's take a second to turn, stand up if you wish, and connect with everyone watching at home. For those of you online who wish to share your joys and concerns during the Lifeline portion of the service, please put them in the chat in the next 15 minutes. Our church is served by our minister, the Reverend Jen Raffensperger. This week, we're pleased to welcome Reggie Harris as a guest in our pulpit. Reggie is an innovative guitarist, a fearlessly creative vocalist, and an engaging storyteller whose concert performances are infused with joy. I first heard Reggie's music at SUSE, the Southeast Unitarian Universalist Summer Institute, in 2010. He and his friend and fellow musician Greg Greenway, a black man from the North and a white man from the South, developed Deeper Than the Skin, two separate narratives forged into one powerful friendship aimed at finding common ground and helping others to do the same. They presented their concert and workshop here in Roanoke in August 2019. And speaking of SUSE, Reggie and a few of us will be headed down to Radford University for the beginning of SUSE 2026 later today. I'll be attending for the 41st consecutive year, and I strongly encourage you to consider coming next year or this year. You can still come up. We acknowledge that our church resides on the traditional lands of the Tutelo and Monacan nations and was later farmed and developed through slave labor. We recognize and respect the ongoing connection to this land by generations of Black, Indigenous, and other people of color. May our gratitude and fellowship here echo that rich history. So please join me in reciting our words of welcome. Whoever you are, whomever you love, however you express your identity, whatever your situation in life, whatever your experience of the holy, as you come seeking love, your presence here is a gift. Whether you are filled with sadness, overflowing with joy, needing to be alone with yourself, or eager to engage others, all who welcome all are welcome here. And our covenant, we commit to supporting each other with respect and direct communication as we work in community to explore spiritual growth and to be a force for good in the world.
Good morning. What a pleasure it is to return. And it's been a minute, but I've kept the joy and the connection that Greg and I shared in this wonderful congregation, because I've told your story many times over the course of years as I've taken it around the country. This morning's opening song is one that we sang during that gathering. And the words are very easy. You don't have to worry about memorizing anything or even reading anything. The words say very simply, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. It's a song that was used on the Underground Railroad by people like Harriet Tubman, who actually, we know, sang this song to remind people to walk through the water as they were making their escape from slavery. And also to walk through the water because they were covering their tracks and killing their scent for the dogs who were trying to find them. They were also reminding themselves to get a drink of water whenever it was possible, which I will remind you to do today. So all you have to do for the chorus is sing back to me that phrase. God's gonna trouble the water. Now I need you to sing that with a little spirit and verve this morning. So turn to the person next to you and say, we're gonna sing this morning. No, say what I said. So let's practice that. It goes like this. I'll sing a line that says, well, now who with those children all are dressed in red? You say, God's gonna trouble the water. They must be the ones that Moses led. Say, well, who with those children all are dressed in white? They must be the ones getting ready to fly. Easy chorus. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children. Wade. Oh, yes, say. Sing it like you mean it, say, wade. Hey, wade in the water, children. Wade in the. Oh, God's gonna trouble. Hey, now who are those children all are dressed in blue? They must be the ones that made it through. Well, who are those children all are dressed in black? They ain't never, 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 never going back. God's gonna trouble. Take out your hands and go wade in the water. Wade in the water, children. Wade in the water now. God's gonna trouble. Sing it one more time. Say wade in the water. Wade, oh, wade in the. Oh, you know God's gonna trouble the water. I said God's gonna trouble the. Sing it over. Say God's gonna trouble the. Oh, yeah, now God's gonna trouble. Sing it one more time. Say God's gonna trouble. Sing it over. Say God's gonna trouble the water. Our opening words this morning come from the theologian Howard Thurman, who was a powerful voice for faith and also for freedom. And he said, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do it. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive.
I'm going to ask my friend Greta to help me with the chalice lighting this morning as we join with Unitarian Universalist churches and congregations across the nation and around the world in lighting our chalice, the symbol of our faith and the beacon of hope within our living tradition. May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our power to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, O Spirit of life.
The last time I was here, as Bill mentioned, I came with my friend Greg Greenway, and we presented it's a narrative that we have formed by having a friendship of over 40 years. And that narrative we call Deeper Than the Skin. Greg is also a wonderful songwriter. And at one point in our friendship, he called me and he said he had just read a book about John Lewis, the remarkable civil rights leader and also U.S. congressman. And the book chronicled a story that John Lewis told, that when he got to Congress for the first time after 30 years of being, well, beaten and chased and harassed and nearly killed many times, he was elected to Congress, and he got there and he was expecting like most first-year Congress people, that he would be shown an office in the corner of the building or maybe even in the basement. But the congressman who was in charge of showing him where he was to go took him upstairs into an office where there was a window. And he looked out of that window, and all the way down the mall there in Washington, he saw that spot that he stood as a 21-year-old speaking on the day of the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. He spoke a few hours before some guy got up and made a speech about a dream. Well, nobody remembered all the other speeches. But he made his speech, and then some 30 years later, he was elected to Congress, and he looked out that window and he saw all the way down that place where he had stood, and he said to the person next to him, "It's a mighty long way from there to here." My friend Greg Greenway turned that into a song, and it goes like this. It's a mighty long way. And you're going to say, it's a mighty long way. We're going to do a little call and response this morning. I see the joy in your faces. It's a mighty long way, over yonder, mighty long way, from there to here. Then we're going to leave the call and response, and we're going to sing together. The line is, we're going to take it, oh, just one step at a time. Let's try that. We're going to take it, oh, just one step at a time. And when we sing that, we're going to clap one time. I know. It's Sunday morning, but we're going to do two things at once. So, we're going to take it, I'm sorry. We're going to take it. And when we sing just one step at a time, we're going to clap twice. I did not have my coffee this morning. So if I can do it, you can do it. So we're going to take it, clap once, just one step at a time, clap twice. Let's try that. We're going to take it, just one step at a time, so that we can make that walk from there to here. So that we can make that walk from there to here. Turn to the person next to you and say, you can do this. Let's try the call and response. It's a mighty long way, over yonder, mighty long way, from there to here. We're going to take it. We're going to take it, just one step at a time, so that we can make that walk from there to here. Now, every child born is a revolution, with a song inside. Some won't hear it, oh, some hear nothing else. We'll sing night and day just to keep that song alive. Well, it's a mighty long way, over yonder, mighty long way, from there to here. We're gonna take it, just one step at a time, so that we can make that walk from there to here. When you got a dream, you got to stand up. Stand up and shout it loud and clear. What's that I'm hearing? It's the voice of the people singing that we will make that walk from there to here. One last time, it's a mighty long way, over yonder, a mighty long way, from there to here. We're gonna take it, just one step at a time, so that we can make that walk from there to here. Yes, we're gonna take it, just one step at a time, so that we can make that walk from there to here. Amen. I'm told I'm supposed to go over here. I get the big chair? You get the big chair. Oh, my goodness. Oh. I'm telling you. From there to here. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. That's perfect. Thank you. Well, yeah, there. Sorry about that, Sarah. Well, 7-year-old Joanne discovered that something that we certainly know, that summertime is a marvelous, marvelous, marvelous time because of a lot of things. First of all, Joanne loved being out of school. And also, she loved having all day to go out and play. Sometimes with her sister Linda, and sometimes just with her other friends in the neighborhood. Joanne and her sister Linda were living in a new neighborhood because the neighborhood that they had lived in previously, they were living with their mom. Unfortunately, their mom got sick and went to the hospital. They lived in Selma, Alabama, and this was in the 1950s. The very early 1950s, and Selma, like so many places in America, had a lot of rules. And one of the rules in Selma was that black kids all went to the same school and white kids went to another school. And another rule was that black people couldn't vote. Well, in the community, that was causing all kinds of dissension and pain and suffering. But Joanne was mostly just kind of thinking about the fact that she could go out and play. And every now and then, her grandmother would go and get ice cream. See, they had to live with grandma because when Joanne's mom got sick, she went to the hospital and they said they didn't have any black blood. So she didn't get a blood transfusion that she needed and she died. So they were living with grandma. And grandma was kind of strict, a little more than mom, but she was also very loving. She tried to make up for the love that they weren't getting from their mother. And she tried to do what she could. Every now and then, she would go to the store to get ice cream, and certainly during the summer, that was a big thing in their house. But Grandma also started talking about the fact that they would have to go to some meetings. Joanne didn't know what these meetings were about, but she knew that it was going to mean one thing, and she was going to have to go to that church where they had to walk, and they had to walk right through Selma. And she was not going to be able to stay home and play with her friends or eat ice cream in her house. This did not make Joanne happy. But on one night, her mother said, well, we're going to go to the meeting. And so she gathered up Joanne and Linda, and they started to walk. And as they walked down the Broad Street in Selma, and they passed Carter's drugstore. And Carter's drugstore was the best drugstore in town. And they had a luncheonette with an ice cream counter. Now, Joanne knew that ice cream counter because every time they went down that street, she would look in there and they had a big picture window, and Joanne would see that there were little kids in there licking their ice cream cones. And they were sitting on these stools and they were spinning around. And they looked like they were having so much fun. And she said to her grandma, Grandma, can we go in and get some ice cream? And her grandma said, oh, no, baby, I'm sorry, but we can't go in that store. They don't let colored folks in there. And I'm sorry, but we'll have ice cream back at home after we go to this meeting. Well, I told you Joanne didn't want to go to the meeting. And when they got there, she was acting pretty ugly. And she started to doubt that these people at the meeting knew what they were talking about, because this man stood up and he started talking about freedom. He said, we're going to get our freedom, and we're going to get the right to vote, and we're going to get the right to go to the schools of our choice. And to do that, we are going to have to march, and we are going to have to protest. And he just kept talking and talking and talking about freedom and what they were going to have to do. Now, Joanne was in the second grade, and she said, I knew these people didn't know what they were talking about, because in the second grade, they told me that Abraham Lincoln had freed the slaves, and we already had our freedom. Well, The man talked on and on and on. And after a while, Joanne was acting so ugly that her grandmother said, Joanne, you go outside and play. And she did. Well, this particular thing happened again and again and again because they were going to these meetings and they kept saying something about a man named Dr. King was going to come and they had to prepare for his coming. And Joanne, every time her grandmother said, let's go to the meeting, she said, I do not want to go to no meeting. I do not want to work for freedom. Well, another Wednesday night came and her grandmom said, come on, Joanne. Come on, Linda. We're going to the meeting tonight. We're going to get our freedom. And Joanne rolled her eyes. But she went out that door because she knew that if she didn't, well, Grandma had something for her. So they started walking. And as they got to Carter's drugstore, she looked over in that plate glass window and she saw some little kids in there, little white kids sitting up on that stools. They were spinning around and they were eating ice cream. It looked like they had chocolate and strawberry and something she'd never seen. And she so wanted to be in that store. She said, Grandma, I want ice cream. And Joanne's grandmom said, well, baby, you know, the reason we're going to these meetings is because when we get our freedom, we're going to be able to vote and we're going to be able to go to better schools. And when we get our freedom, we're going to be able to go into that store and get us some ice cream. And Joanne Bland says that was the day she became a freedom fighter. Well, Joanne continued being a freedom fighter. She served in the Army for about 27 years, and then she came out and went right back to Selma. Right up until last year when Joanne Bland died, she became one of the icons of the civil rights movement and the icons of people coming to Selma to get the tour of tours. Joanne was, and you can go home and put this into your browser and just type Joanne Bland and you'll see some videos come up. Because Joanne was one of the recognized leaders, not only in Selma, but across our nation. Joanne said, well, I never forgot the fact that I could not go into that store and get ice cream. And so Carter's drugstore is still there. They removed the lunch counter. But she says, I go in that store just to remind myself that I can. And then I go down the street to get my ice cream. Freedom is often about very hard things. But sometimes freedom is just to be able to go in, get a triple cone, and sit on a rotating bench and have yourself a time. As it will be. Amen.
On the insert in your order of service is a responsive reading, Revolution the Day After by Carrie Newcomer. So please join me in reading responsively. Now is not the time for casual faith. Revolution is not a single event. Revolution is finding true north and walking toward it. Knowing that you will be walking for a very long while, or always, because the process of arrival at the most precious destinations, bringing a better world, will take more than your one lifetime. Revolution is traveling light, leaving what's dead weight by the side of the road. Like hate, the least effective form of resistance, that by its very nature expands and gets heavier like slow-drying cement in the chambers of the heart. Revolution is holding close all you love, all you believe in, all you hope for, everything that actually matters. Because you're going to get tired and discouraged and angry and wander off course in sorrow or doubt. And you're going to need all you've gathered in, embraced, and endured. Because it is what you love, not what you hate, that will keep reminding you to look up, search the sky, get a bead on something improbable, shining and unstoppable, and keep walking.
In the wilderness, God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. I'm tired and I want to go home. I'm tired and I want to go home. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. But my home is in the troubled land. My home is in the troubled land. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. I'm hungry and there ain't no food. I'm hungry and there ain't no food. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. We're walking in the wilderness. God moved on the water. Pharaoh went down, and we're walking in the wilderness. Mercy walking us down. Pharaoh's army is a gaining ground. They pushed us down to the Red Sea shore, but won't hurt us no more. Cry mercy walking us down. Pharaoh's army is a gaining ground. We crossed over at the Red Sea shore. Pharaoh can't hurt us no more. Walking in the wilderness. Oh, we're walking in the wilderness. Oh, walking in the wilderness. Just because I can. 2010. I found myself on a bus. I'd been invited to come and sing songs on a pilgrimage, a journey that was put together by Unitarian minister Reverend Gordon Gibson and his very organized and faithful wife, Judy. They were responding to the call of some folks who they had been talking to for years. Gordon's last church was in Indiana, but he had served for 26 years in Mississippi. And while he was in Mississippi, he was originally from the church that he was serving when he went to Mississippi was actually in Massachusetts. But he was one of those who answered the call of Dr. King after Bloody Sunday. Dr. King, of course, after those 600 people were beaten on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, asked for clergy to come. He asked for many to come, but particularly clergy and ministers and imams and rabbis and nuns and priests and all sorts of folks. Thousands of people came. And they did work in Mississippi, and then Gordon actually got a call to go and serve a church in Mississippi. And for 26 years, he lived in the South. But in Indiana, he was talking about those folks that he had met and the fact that he had also been jailed a number of times for the work that he was doing in civil rights. And as a result of him talking about all those folks in Mississippi that he had learned so much from, he decided to take his last congregation to Mississippi and introduce them to those people. Well, one trip turned into two. And as often happens, some other folks in the UUA heard about the trips, and they said that would be a good thing for our seminarians to go on. And so they asked Gordon and his wife to do another journey. The one thing that was noticed was it didn't have music to go along with the journey. Gordon knew all the sites, and also he was able to talk to people about the various places, and the trip was very successful, except it didn't embody the music of the civil rights movement, which of course was the glue that made the movement possible. Those songs like Wade in the Water and Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around. Songs that enhance the courage of people to go out and do things like walk across that bridge and face what came their way. Beatings, fire hoses, dogs. Well, in 2010, I was asked to come and provide some music. And on that first journey, I will admit that I was there largely because, first of all, I knew the body of work, and also they promised to pay me. I'm a musician. You're always looking for a gig. In the middle of the week, we stopped at the store, the dilapidated store where Emmett Till met Carolyn Bryant and had an interaction that electrified the nation. As Carolyn Bryant said that he did something to her, whistled, was disrespectful, and her husband and his cousin, well, you know the story. And so it was that we stopped at that dilapidated store that was falling apart, and I, after day after day after day of singing and getting on and off the bus, decided I was not going to get off the bus at that place. I was thinking about the evening program, and I was thinking about other things. Something called to me in that moment. I was about 6 years old when Emmett met Carolyn Bryant. But in all kinds of ways, that could have been me at that store. And so I heard something in the moment call me out of the bus and out in front of that store. What called me was a song. Oh Lord, how come me here? Oh Lord, how come me here? I wish I never been born. A song that Emmett Till very well might have been singing on that night when they took him from his bed and tortured and killed him. And standing in front of that store, I realized that this journey that I was on, where I was focused on doing my job, had a deeper invitation for me. I realized that as a musician and a performer who was very used to performing for groups, but not truly belonging to any place, that it was time to make a commitment to some organized effort to make civil rights more of an issue in this world. And I knew that I would do it through music. And so that day, I said to myself, this organization is one that I'm going to have to drop all of my thoughts about not being inside a group and having to pay attention to group dynamics and the thoughts of others about how we do what we do. And I'm going to surrender myself to the mission of teaching civil rights in a new way. Well, I've continued that journey. Over the course of years, I was elected to the board of the Living Legacy Project. And then I was elected co-president of the Living Legacy Project. I'm also the musical education director. It's an organization that has grown and continues to grow. And our stated mission is to teach and demonstrate the lessons of the civil rights movement in every possible way, in person and online. And to take people to those sites, not only in the South, but in any place that we can, where the lessons of the civil rights movement are still being lived. So here we sit this morning. We gather here, and I am here as not only a spokesperson for the Living Legacy Project, but for the fact that I have become an ambassador for cultural awakening. And in the moment of time that we find ourselves, where our nation is being challenged in a way that certainly none of us expected. Some say it's the worst time in America. But if we think about the history of America, it's always been a worse time for somebody. And so this morning I come to talk about a troubled land and finding hope. And often we think about hope as being something that resides in our heart and in our mind, that is in the distance, and that we feel a great desire to experience. But my work with Living Legacy and my life in growing up out of a community of struggle has taught me that we have, in this troubled land, always been needing to treat hope as an action word. Hope is not sitting and waiting. It is moving and opening our hearts to change. It is singing into the dangerous and the difficult moments that surround us, even when it means that our hearts and perhaps our bodies are afraid. I look at this week and we see again the news coming our way about the people being killed and our rights being challenged and taken away. We see our country doing things that we, in our desire to believe the best, cannot believe that people would be capable of. And yet I look back and I see Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass. And I see all of those who have gone before us, people of different races, colors, and creeds, religions, backgrounds, who have in the moment, from the time before America was America, who have stood up and said, I will not be part of the degradation and the oppression of others. Certainly, Unitarians have been part of this struggle since the very beginning. And I grew up in an evangelical Baptist church that was concentrated on getting people to heaven, while in another evangelical church 10 blocks away, the Reverend Leon Sullivan in Philadelphia was leading protests and leading marches and leading people in expressions of freedom that at that time, well, got people jailed pretty much like this time. And so wherever you sit on the evolution line in America, where your ancestors came here looking for freedom, wherever you stand in a life that certainly has had struggle, I stand here with you this morning and I say, we are all here for a very clear reason. And the very fact that you took the time to gather here this morning to recommit yourself to this struggle says that hope is alive. On one of those journeys in 2016, we took our 40 participants into a church in Marion, Alabama. Marion, Alabama was really the very start of the march from Selma to Montgomery. You see, in Marion, Alabama, on one very, very troubled night, a young man named Jimmy Lee Jackson was killed by a state trooper because that night, all of the black folks in town had decided to have a march down to the jail that was 2 blocks down the street, because one of Dr. King's associates, Reverend James Orange, was in that jail because he'd come to Marion to register people to vote. He was arrested and he was put in the jail, and the authorities let it be known that they were going to lynch him that night. And so the black folks gathered and they started to walking on the street, and suddenly all the lights went out, and every white man who wanted to be deputized had already been given a badge and a gun. And a big mayhem occurred. They went down and they rescued James Orange. But in the ensuing battle, Jimmy Lee Jackson was shot. Jimmy Lee was taken to Selma, an hour away, because there were no hospitals that would accept him in Marion. And by the time he got there, the only place they could take him was to Samaritan Hospital, where the white nuns, against the wishes of their bishop, said, "We will treat anyone." Well, the story is legendary now. That led to the march across the bridge. That led to the beatings of those 600 people. That led to them marching all the way to Montgomery and standing on the Capitol steps. That is why we took our participants to that church. It was 2016, and a week before that pilgrimage, Donald Trump had been elected president. Pretty much everyone who came to be part of that pilgrimage, including my fellow staff members, had stories that said they were so devastated by the turn in the nation at that time that they thought about not coming. But we rolled into town and we went into the church, and all of our hearts were heavy. And there were 4 ladies, one named Mrs. Avery, who was the oldest. She was 91, and she was the very first African American to be a voting registrar in the state of Alabama. And she spoke to us and her colleagues, and at the end of their talk, they invited our group to ask questions, and people asked all sorts of things about the time and the history. And then one man who was a state senator from Maine said, I just want to ask you, with everything that's happening in our nation, with the election and with all of the hate that has been displayed, how is it that you folks think we can go on? And Mrs. Avery stood up and she said, honey, you think this is new? She said, we've been battling against this for over 300 years. And we are just going to keep on singing and keep on marching, because our hope is not in the present. Our hope is in the action of our words and in the action of our bodies. And with that, they began to sing, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. So sing your song. Anchor yourself in the community that is here. We cannot make this change alone. Our energy is finite, but together we can be the change that we seek to see in the world. May it always be so.
We now come to that time in our service each week when we invite you into generosity. The work of this church community is only possible with your generous contributions to our ongoing work to keep love at the center of all we do. Our ushers will now gratefully receive this morning's offering.
In the shelter of each other, in the shelter of our lives, we are open, we are dreaming. We are hopeful, we are wise. You know that many times the pain of the world crashes in. We feel broken and betrayed. We start to lose our sense of hope, our sense of direction. The isolation we have learned will not bring much in return if we truly cannot learn to live as one. Right in the shelter of each other in the shelter of our lives. Oh, we are hoping, we are dreaming, we are hopeful, we are wise.
Good morning. I'm Terry Smith, here as a member of the Caring Committee. This is the time of the service when we invite people to share their personal joys and concerns. If you have something you'd like announced on a Sunday, you can send it through email to the church office or to a Caring Committee member, or you can sign the Black Book, which resides on a podium next to the name tag board in the hallway. No one has submitted news this week. Did we have anything from online, our virtual audience? No. Well, then let me say it's a glorious day. It's a good time to be together, and that's a joy. And if you need a concern, I'm sure you'll find somebody who will give you a piece of information you may find concerning. And together we will solve it, soothe it, or stifle it. So much for frivolities. For your joys and concerns that reside in the stillness of your heart, this is a time where you can come forward and light a candle. If you line up, please, on both sides of the altar. Now's the time.
Reggie, I'll let one for hope.
May our prayers be heard and our hearts restored.
And as we now draw close to the end of our time together in worship this week, we turn our attention from the joys and concerns within our own hearts and to the work of the week ahead. We'll begin with a few announcements. We're so excited for a new start with our new Director of Religious Education beginning this August. To prepare, Claire Lambert. Claire, raise your hand so make sure everybody knows who Claire is. Claire is asking for your help. She needs a list of people interested in volunteering with the religious education program in any capacity. We'll have lots more information in the coming months, but please see Claire after the service in the fellowship hall to sign up on the form she has for you. A reminder that Living the Questions is having some special summer sessions every Sunday in July beginning at 9:30 a.m. in the Olin Room. No need to read books for these sessions. And I guess this will be the last one coming up next Sunday. And we're so happy to welcome Jen Out, the youth choir affiliated with the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. this evening. They will present a 45-minute program beginning at 7:15 p.m. today here in our fellowship hall. This is a free event, and your donations are welcome. We all had such a wondrous experience when the Gay Men's Chorus joined us in March that they thought of us right away when looking for places for the youth choir to perform. So this will be a very special evening. One of our great traditions at UUCR is our after-church coffee hour and fellowship. And the coffee team is happy to provide a variety of refreshments and goodies. The church provides coffee, tea, and sweeteners, but the cream and cookies are mainly supported by your monetary donations. So we're always grateful for treats that come in from members from time to time, but monetary donations have not been covering the main expense of the cookies and cream that are purchased on a regular basis. So any donations are much appreciated. Thank you from Trina Scott. And now our really still brand new and very hardworking board chair, Cindy Lawler. Lawler will come and give us a board minute.
Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Lawler. I use she, her pronouns, and I am privileged to be your board president. Your board meets once a month, the second Tuesday of every month. Anyone is welcome to come and attend those meetings just to observe. Do let me know about a week or two beforehand so we can talk about putting you on the agenda also if you'd like to speak about something. So we met last Tuesday. We discussed how best to implement our new animal policy in a way that enables our greeters to educate and support those wishing to bring a service animal inside the church. This policy and its application form can be found in the password-protected members area of our website, and copies will also be kept in a binder in the foyer. We will welcome first-time visitors who bring a service animal, but will require them to apply and gain approval before future visits. Heather Mason has done an amazing job for many years managing our VanCo donation portal online and working with our treasurer, Carl Reed, and our income coordinator, Anne-Marie Patterson, on accounting for donations that come in each week. However, she will be stepping away from this long-time role in September. Nate Jones, our new VP of Finance, is reviewing our finance processes and will take over Heather's role temporarily. Please see Nate if you have skills and an interest, if you like money or numbers, in helping us manage our money wisely and well. there may be a small part you can play on this very important team. The board's personnel team members, Susie Newton and Teresa Poole, along with Rev Jen and the board, look forward to welcoming our new Director of Religious Education, Sydney Badger, on August 3rd. Look for her photo and bio on our website and social media accounts very soon, not quite up yet. The team is also interviewing candidates this week for our nursery coordinator position and hope to make a decision very soon about that. But we're close on that as well. Good times. As we do at the start of every new board term, we reviewed and updated the list of chairperson contacts for each team, committee, and small group, helping to sustain and improve UUCR, while assigning each group a specific board member who will serve as their liaison. Stay tuned for an email from your liaison explaining how you may seek support from the board via that person. We are excited to announce the creation of a new board-approved communications team that will seek to streamline, integrate, and strengthen all internal and external means of communicating about UUCR. I will be the board liaison for that team as well as a member of the team, which is not usually the case with liaisons. Don't count on them to join your group. They're just there to be a connection for you to the board. Bonnie Rich, our fellowship committee chair, has volunteered to also manage our social media accounts, so that those are back up and running. Newly retired board clerk Lynn Yates will continue her work with me as web editor and will also be working with others on the board to identify and institute cloud-based systems for UUCR leaders and staff to better manage internal affairs and to communicate with the congregation as a whole. If you have any interest or skills in helping on the communications team, if you like to write, if you're familiar, we're especially looking for someone to help manage our YouTube channel, the content and that kind of thing. If you have any interest in any of that, please see me. In closing, while change can be challenging and bittersweet, your new board is energized by and grateful for the unique opportunities for growth and renewal at this time in our church. It really is exciting stuff. Thanks for all your support.
And I'll ask Greta to help me one more time. As we began our service today, we close now by joining Unitarian Universalist churches and congregations across the nation and around the world in extinguishing the chalice, knowing the flame of our faith is carried within our hearts and into the week ahead. Reggie will now give us our benediction, followed by the closing music, which you see we also have on the insert in your order of service.
Our closing words come from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Never doubt, wrong words. Let us keep in our hearts and minds the belief and the faith that our actions of goodness and right relationship will bring about truth and hope in the world we wish to see. We will not rest till the storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. We will not rest. Why don't you stand, if you are able? We're going back to call and response. We will not rest till the storm is over. Together, we will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. We will not rest till the storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. How many of you feel comfortable singing harmonies? Any harmony singing? Where are our altos? Good. Where are our tenors? Okay, good. Matt, why don't you come up here? I'm going to ask one of my colleagues, Matt Watroba, who's also going to Susie this year, to come up. We live very close to each other in Michigan. Matt is also a wonderful song leader, and he's going to do what he does. So, basses, where are you? Okay, right here in the front. Okay, great. And sopranos? Yeah. And what are the rest of you? Oh, yeah, okay, fine. Well, if you have been told at some point in your life not to ever sing again, ignore that in this moment. And if you want, you can come to the front after we're done, and I'll lay hands on you. We will not rest. We will not rest till the storm is over. The storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. Been a long, hard journey on a winding road. So many have gone before us. They carried a heavy load, but they went there singing as they made their way. Now it's in their footsteps we follow as we work today. We will not rest. We will not rest till the storm is over. Till the storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on. We stand all together on solid ground. I know that you're weary. We all feel the pain. Sometimes the actions of the world will try your soul again. But I believe there's a better day, and it's coming our way. That's why we're raising our voices as we work today. We will not rest. We will not rest till the storm is over. Till the storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. All around us there's hatred. All around us there's fear. Violence touches our hearts, and the message is clear. We mourn our martyrs. In our hearts they'll stay. Then we'll sing, we shall overcome, and go on our way. We will not rest. We will not rest till the storm is over. We will not lay this burden down. We will keep each other strong. We will love and carry on till we stand all together on solid ground. Till we stand all together on solid ground. Till we stand all together on solid ground. Keep hope alive.